Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about MMORPGs of the year, New World Aeternum. Whether you're a veteran player or new to the world of MMORPGs, this game has some seriously unique features that are guaranteed to make you think twice before passing on it. But here's the real question: will these three standout features be enough to convince you? Let's break them down and see what makes New World Aeternum worth your time. First up, let's talk about what's likely the biggest game changer for New World Aeternum, the dynamic territorial control system. This feature is unlike anything you'll see in most MMORPGs. Here's how it works. Once you hit level 10, you're faced with a decision. Join one of three factions: the Covenant, the Marauders, or the Syndicate. Now, this isn't just a cosmetic choice where you pick a cool color or banner. It goes way deeper than that. In fact, your faction choice determines the trajectory of your adventure on the mysterious island of Aeternum. Why? Because these factions are constantly battling for control of key territories, and this isn't just for show. When your faction wins control of an area, there are real, tangible benefits. We're talking lower taxes, unique resources, and, get this, economic control of towns and outposts. That's right, if you and your faction control a territory, you decide the prices for trade and crafting, which gives you a serious upper hand in the game's economy. PvP players are going to love this because it adds a whole new layer of competition. Every territorial war means something. It's not just a bragging right, but an opportunity to dominate the game's economy. But what about players who don't enjoy PvP? Well, that's the beauty of New World's design. Even if you prefer to stick to PvE, you can still contribute to your faction's success. Gathering resources, completing PvE tasks, everything you do strengthens your faction for those all-important PvP battles. It's a seamless blend of cooperation that really brings PvE and PvP communities together. You're part of something bigger, and it makes every action you take feel like it has a greater purpose. No other MMORPG blends these two game modes as naturally as New World does, and it's what makes the Territorial system so impactful. Next, let's get into another unique feature: the fluid integration of PvE and PvP elements. Most MMOs divide these experiences into separate categories. You either queue for PvP arenas or take on monsters in isolated PvE zones. New World flips that on its head by blending both into its open world seamlessly. You could be wandering through the wilderness, hunting down a fearsome PvE boss, and moments later find yourself in an intense PvP skirmish for territory control. And the best part? You can choose how involved you want to be. If you're not in the mood for PvP, you can easily dodge the combat zones. But for those who live for the thrill of unpredictable battles, the entire world is your battlefield. This fluidity is what makes New World feel so alive. You don't have to swap between modes or enter specific instances. The entire game world supports both PvE and PvP interactions simultaneously. This keeps the gameplay dynamic and the world of Aeternum constantly in motion. Whether you're forging alliances with other players to take down a legendary monster or rallying your faction to defend a fort from an enemy invasion, the possibilities are endless. And for players who love the unexpected, this feature guarantees that no two play sessions will ever feel the same. Another point to note is that New World balances risk and reward beautifully. If you're a PvE player, you're still able to avoid PvP zones and focus on exploration, crafting, and PvE challenges. But for those who thrive on PvP, there are plenty of war-torn areas where you can test your combat skills in a high-stakes environment. Lastly, let's talk about what really sets New World's combat system apart: its action-based combat. We've all played MMORPGs with that traditional tab targeting system where you lock onto an enemy, hit your hotkeys, and let the auto-attacks do most of the work. New World throws that formula out the window. In this game, every attack, block, and dodge is manual and requires real-time skill. You can't just spam abilities and expect to win. Timing your attacks, managing your stamina, and positioning yourself correctly are crucial to surviving in both PvE and PvP scenarios. In PvP, this combat system shines. You need to pay close attention to your opponent's movements. Is he winding up for a heavy attack? Should you parry now or risk dodging too early? Every battle is an intense dance of skill, reflexes, and strategy. You'll need to think on your feet, because one misstep can easily lead to defeat. And it's not just about raw mechanics. Your equipment and build play a huge role in how you approach combat. Heavy armor might let you take more hits, but it'll slow you down. Meanwhile, lighter gear lets you stay agile, dodging attacks and striking when the moment is right. What I love about this system is how it makes every fight feel personal and engaging. Whether you're fighting a massive PvE boss or dueling another player, the action-based combat keeps you on the edge of your seat. You're never just clicking buttons, you're actively making decisions, and every fight feels like a true test of your skills. Plus, the way this system incorporates roles like tanking, healing, and damage dealing makes group content exciting. Even PvE boss fights feel fresh because every player's role demands focus and precision. The fact that the game doesn't rely on tab targeting or static skill rotations makes combat feel incredibly immersive. If you miss an attack, that's on you, and if you land a perfect dodge, you'll feel like a combat god. It's this tactile, responsive combat system that really elevates New World's gameplay above the typical MMORPG fare. So there you have it, 3 unique features that set New World, Aeternum, apart from other MMORPGs. From the dynamic territorial control system to the seamless integration of PvE and PvP and, of course, the intense action-based combat, this game is definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of immersive worlds and strategic gameplay. But what do you think? Are these features enough to convince you to give New World a shot? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss any future gaming content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.